At the time of recording this, there are nationwide protests and strikes going on against ICE. If you're interested in participating in your First Amendment right to protest, then please look into organizations in your local community. Don't panic, organize.
Hello and welcome to The Bucket. The Bucket, of course, is a show where we are on the quest to find the greatest movie of all time. And this week we watched Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I am Ben.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Colin.
And I'm Izzy.
Yes, of course, we are joined by guest Izzy, DJ Bugbear. Thank you so much for joining us. You stated that Portrait of a Lady on Fire is one of your favorite movies. Is this accurate?
Without a doubt.
Would you please say the name of it in French for me?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I have.
I was going to say.
I have it written down
I've
here.
taken French for 4 years. You think I should know. Portrait de la jeune fille en fou is what it would be.
Wow, phenomenal.
My pronunciation is, it's all right.
It's there.
It's better than a lot of people's, but
Yeah.
it's not great.
Yeah.
This came out in 2019. That's crazy. I thought it came out in like 2017. I feel like I've been hearing about this movie for forever. Sorry, that sounded mean.
No.
I like this. I quite enjoyed my time with Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I feel like this is pretty celebrated across the board. Like, this movie has won its awards, has all these high percentages on movie rating sites. So it is. People loved it, and I loved it too. Do you guys have a good experience going into this? I definitely. Devastating. So devastating.
So sad.
It really,
so sad.
oh.
I cried at the end. Broke my little heart.
Yeah.
My heart was
When
broken.
I showed my girlfriend this movie, she didn't stop crying for like 10 minutes after.
So you really screwed that up.
It was rough.
It is like, yeah, it feels traumatic. It's just imbued with so much ennui. It's just, oh man, it's a beautiful, beautiful film.
What was it? Right before we started recording, Ben was telling me, he was like, how did they fit so much French ennui in here? It's impossible.
Yeah, it is beautiful. I guess I can jump into a plot synopsis here. We'll get through it. Yeah. We'll just get through the synopsis, and then we can kind of talk about the movie as a whole. And then, if you're unfamiliar with our format, we're going to talk about the movie, talk about the synopsis, and then talk about kind of roses and thorns, parts we liked, parts we didn't, and then we're going to rate it 1 out of 100 and add it into our bucket charts.
In case you've never listened to the bucket ever before.
I've listened to the bucket.
Of course.
Of course.
And our bucket charts, very accurate depiction of the greatest movies of all time. So far,
with some exceptions.
So far, the worst movie of all time with a score of 49 is Waterworld. And the greatest movie of all time with a score of 99.33 is Parasite.
Yeah.
So, we've got, actually, maybe not that broad of a range. It seems like the lowest being a 49. We are movie lovers here on the bucket.
Have a resident movie lover.
Hi guys. Hi everyone.
And that is Colin.
That's
Guys,
our
guess
lovely
what?
Colin
Guess
boy.
what I thought about this movie?
You liked it, dude.
Yeah, it was great,
No
guys.
way.
You
No
dog.
way. I actually rated it higher on Letterboxd than you did.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You gave it
Wow.
what? You hated it. You gave it a half star, I think.
Yeah. I give it a
No.
9 out of 10.
I was gonna say, he
the
gave it-
slander.
He gave it 4.5 stars. I gave it 5 stars, not to brag, but it's
Okay.
I'm just more of a movie lover than Colin, I think.
Yes. Maybe today we will be switching chairs.
I will say that Colin's lowest score, not including Waterworld, was an 82.
Colin loves
Including
movies.
Waterworld, it was a 65. When both Ben gave it 42, I gave it 40. So yes, Colin is our resident movie enjoyer. Bless his heart.
Yeah, and enjoying things is in 2026. It is the year,
yes.
we're doing the year of the chalant again, I'm pretty sure.
A year of the what?
The chalant. We're not being nonchalant this year.
Oh, we're chalant.
Yeah, we
Okay.
are
Gaff.
chalant. We're genuine.
Have some
yeah.
whimsy, guys.
Have some whimsy.
Thank you. Thank you.
We gaff in this year. This is the year of gaffing.
Great.
Do you want to go into the
Yeah.
plots?
You guys ready for a synopsis here?
I'm so ready for a
Yeah.
synopsis.
So at the end of the 18th century, Marianne, a painter, was teaching an art class in France. One of her students asked about a painting of hers, which Marianne calls. Say it one more time for us, Izzy.
She calls. I can't do it again.
You got it.
Portrait de la jeune fille en fou.
Whoa.
Wow.
Can I just say, title drop 2 minutes into
Yes.
the movie?
Credits rolled 2 minutes in.
Credits
Say that one more time.
Guys, I don't know. I don't care how corny a lot of people think title drops are. They really just tickle me
I
in the
knew
best way.
somebody who had a list of every movie who says the title in the movie, except for like things that were named after something. So I don't remember what, like, if it was like named after a person like Amelie or whatever, that doesn't count. But like Portrait of a Lady on Fire, that would go in there.
Yeah, they drop it. They drop
They
it
drop
early.
it 2 minutes.
Years earlier, Marianne. Am I saying that correct? Is it Marianne?
Marianne, I
Yeah,
think.
Marianne.
Marianne. She arrives in a distant island in Brittany. But yeah, it takes place on a distant island, very remote setting, which I loved. She's been commissioned to paint a portrait of a young woman of the gentry named Heloise, who's to be married off to a Milanese nobleman. Heloise's mother, the Countess, tells Marianne that Heloise has previously refused to pose for portraits as she does not want to be married. She has previously lived in a convent before her older sister committed suicide by jumping off of a cliff, and Heloise was called back from her convent to come home and take her sister's place in the marriage. Very, very devastating. Marianne is hired as a companion for Heloise, and basically her job is to just watch her, look at her face, and kind of memorize her features, and then once they're done hanging out during the days, going on their walks on the beach, going back to her little studio and painting her. And there's so many good scenes of like Marianne just analyzing Heloise's face, and it's just the most.
It's the most intimate thing ever.
It is.
So good.
I think. Oh, go for it.
No, please.
There's this scene, I think it's on like their first walk or something, where they like Marianne keeps trying to like steal glimpses at Heloise, and then like they keep missing each other's glances, and then Marianne looks at Heloise, and then Heloise is already looking at her, and like, guys, this is a movie you gotta watch, because I feel like as we like to say, this is a movie that tells you things through the movie. The visuals, stunning. They're phenomenal. You gotta watch the movie.
They really are. There are so many cool shots in this movie, and it's done in a very, very artistic way. And the French, I actually, once again, went in this movie completely blind, didn't know anything. The French, this movie wouldn't work in any other language except for French. It
would
truly,
be like grotesque in English.
It elevates it, and the ways their language is just so well written and so beautiful. There's this moment where Heloise, as soon as she gets out of the house because her mother has been keeping her cooped up because she doesn't want her to, jump off a cliff to avoid her marriage, she like starts sprinting and like runs to the cliffs, and Marianne's like super paranoid and scared, and she turns around and she's like, I've been waiting to do that for a while, something like that. And she's like, what, die? She's like, no, run. And it's like, oh.
So there's a lot of moments that the direct translation it gives you it's the same with any other language of like, you're not getting the full extent of what it is. So if you guys don't ever want to learn French in your life, but just analyze that movie's French is so good.
I was gonna say, do you watch it without subtitles like a freak?
I do.
Okay. Cool.
I do. Only as of recently, because the first time I saw this movie, I was not good at French at all. But there are certain things, and I wish I would have written them down, but you'll just like, it means entirely different thing, and it's just beautiful. It's so good.
And did you rewatch this movie to talk about it on the podcast? Oh yeah, that's what we like to see.
Easiest homework in the world.
Yeah,
It's like, watch my favorite movie.
Oh no.
Whatever will I do?
Oh yeah. But yeah, eventually Marianne finishes the portrait after just stealing glimpses of Heloise during the day, and she reveals to Heloise the truth that she is a painter and that she's there to make a portrait. She shows it to Heloise, and it does not look like Heloise. It is very, very, I don't know, it feels soulless in a way, and Heloise kind of goes in on her and is like, oh, you think that's what I look like? You think that's portraying my true nature? And, she goes to go get the Countess to show her the painting, and Marianne destroys the work and tells the Countess that she can do better. The Countess was about to fire her, but Heloise says that she will pose for Marianne so she can get a better portrait of her likeness. The Countess is shocked. She would never think that Heloise would pose for the portrait. And the Countess leaves for 5 days to go to the mainland and gives the girl some time to paint. and paint they do.
Paint they don't.
Well, they do and they don't.
They do and they don't.
Yeah.
They do
yeah.
a lot more than painting.
Painting.
Yeah.
And then some. Painting with benefits, if you will.
And the B plot. Don't forget that B plot.
there is a B plot going throughout the
A
house.
B plot that gets like almost not hoisted, but like jump scared onto you. It
little
was
bit.
not fun.
The house. She's some sort of maid. Sophie.
Sophie.
Is pregnant, and the girls, Marianne and Eloise, are trying to help her get an abortion because she does not want the baby. And some strange methods going on here. It's very much like they have her hang upside down. They like go out into the fields and make like an herbal concoction for her to drink. So it is, it's pretty interesting.
It is.
But during the time that they spend together during the 5 days, they read the story of Orpheus and it's
Eurydice.
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 Oh. Okay, I see.
Does someone want to recount this?
Yeah,
this
go for
Greek
it.
tale?
Oh, I love
Oh,
the tale of Orpheus and Eurydice. My favorite musical is Hadestown, which is also their story.
Uh-huh.
You want me to recount just
Yes.
what that Greek
please,
tale
please.
is? So basically, Orpheus and Eurydice are in love, and they fall in love, and then Eurydice dies, and Orpheus basically goes through hell to beg and plead with Hades to let her live, and he does on the condition that they walk back out of hell together, but they cannot look at each other. In some translations of it, they can't even touch each other, and they can't even talk. And right as they are about to get out of Hades, there's many interpretations of why Orpheus turns around, but he does turn around to look at Eurydice, and she is sent back into hell.
Yeah. And I think it's very interesting the way, because Heloise is reading this story and Marianne and Sophie are like listening, and it's very much they're like being like no that like they're like sharing their theories about it, which I thought was very cool. And Marianne, or I can't remember who shares the theory that maybe she told him to look back.
I think
It was Eloise.
Yeah.
Marianne, I think, mentioned that it was the poet's choice.
It was the poet's choice, not the lover's choice.
Yeah, and then Eloise mentioned maybe it was Eurydice that begged him to look back.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, the next day, Marianne and Heloise and Sophie go to a bonfire to talk to some of the locals. I think they're there to help Sophie with her abortion, as she's speaking to some of the elders there. And it's very like there's this haunting song that starts, and Marianne and Heloise are looking at each other from across the fire, and Heloise's dress catches fire, and for a moment she just stands there. She notices the fire and just keeps looking at Marianne until some of the other people have to pat her out. And the next day.
Is it Eloise or is it Heloise?
So in French, they don't pronounce the H.
They don't
so
pronounce
we've
the
been
H.
sounding like a fool.
My bad. I didn't want to interrupt. I was like,
Eloise.
it's Eloise.
Eloise. I see. But yeah, the next day, the two share their first kiss and ...
They, what is it? This entire movie is, not entire movie, but a lot of the movie is filmed on like the coast. It's so gorgeous, and they share like their first kiss in like this cove, and it's so picturesque and beautiful and wonderful, and it's gorgeous.
The way that scene cuts back and forth between all the different like ways they're holding on to each other, and it's so good.
Because they're helping each other down the cliffs to get down to the beach, and the way that they are grasping onto each other basically to try and get down, and also almost for any excuse to be able to touch each other. I love women.
But yeah, this basically is where the tension finally is resolved a little bit, as I don't know, it just has been building up throughout so much of this entire film. And there's the scene where Marianne is drawing Eloise, and she like is kind of deconstructing her, being like, you furl your eyebrows when you're like nervous, and she's like talking to her like, you purse your lips, or like you
You
bite,
bite your lips when you're embarrassed.
Yeah, and she's just kind of like deconstructing her, and then Eloise takes it right back and is
So
like,
good.
you put your hand to your forehead when you don't know what to say, and it's like, oh,
You breathe through your mouth when you're like flustered or whatever. Oh,
It's just like it shows how much they've noticed about each other without them doing like anything.
Mhm.
Like nearly.
it's the most romantic thing in the world.
Yes.
And like the whole idea of Marianne having to observe all of Eloise's features, and like she's just kind of up downing her this entire movie.
Well, that's the best part is she only had to memorize her features, but she memorized her mannerisms,
Yeah.
which was a thing purely for her benefit.
Mhm. Oh yeah. But yeah, the two spend a lot of time together. They're still helping out the housemaid. And during one of their times together, Eloise asks Marianne to draw a sketch of herself, and she does it in a book that Marianne gave Eloise, and she does it on page 28 of her book. Finally, the Countess returns. She approves of the new portrait, and the next morning, Marianne bids farewell. And she kind of says goodbye to everybody, and as she's about to leave the house, she gives Eloise one big last hug as she's about to open the door, kind of mirroring the scene where they first leave together.
she runs.
Yeah.
She gives like Eloise a huge hug, or not a huge hug, but she like
A
first,
quick, hard hug.
She gives the Countess a hug, and the Countess is very obviously like taken aback by it because they don't know each other like that. But it's like an excuse to be able to hug Eloise, you
Mhm.
know? And so then she hugs Eloise, gives her a quick hug. And during this time, Eloise is trying on her wedding dress to the Milanese gentleman. And not the entire movie, but ever since the Countess left to go to the mainland, Marianne has been like plagued by these visions of Eloise in her wedding dress, very like this ghostly figure. And I took this over. I'm so sorry.
No.
But yeah, Marianne gives her this like quick but fierce hug and basically tries to run out of the house. And right as she opens the door, right as Marianne opens the door, she hears Eloise say, "Turn around," and she turns around and sees Eloise in her wedding dress, mirroring the story of
Orpheus.
of Orpheus and what's her name?
Eurydice.
Eurydice.
Yeah.
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 And
So
I
sad.
have literal chills right now just thinking
I was
about
gonna say,
this movie.
because like every time that we see Eloise, or like at least the apparitions of Eloise in her wedding dress, it's very ethereal and very like this wedding dress. It's a funky wedding dress, but like it is very ethereal.
ghostly.
It is
Yeah.
very ghostly, and so yeah.
She's being haunted by her, literally and
By their
figuratively.
fate,
Mhm.
basically.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it cuts to the present. There's this beautiful moment where it like cuts
I'm gonna
to,
start crying.
it starts with Marianne teaching these young women how to draw, and
At one point, she's like, "Focus on my contours," and I was fully expecting it to like hard cut to Marianne being naked, and it wasn't. I was like, "Ah, rats."
yeah. But as she's looking through, she tells one of her students, she's like, you make me look so sad," and one of the students like, "You were." It's like, oh yeah, she was. But yeah, in the present, Marianne reveals that she saw Eloise 2 more times in her life. One in a portrait at an art
Exhibition.
exhibition. There we go. Thank you. But yeah, in the portrait, Eloise has a child beside her, and she's holding a book, surreptitiously revealing the page 28, the same page as Marianne drew that portrait of herself on for Eloise.
In the same exhibit, Marianne has art that she has submitted under her father's name, but she did it. And there is this gorgeous piece of work that she painted about Orpheus and I can never.
Eurydice.
Thank you.
Greek.
And what is it? People are saying like, oh, we always see them like right before he looks at her or right after he looks at her. But in this painting, they're saying goodbye and like, oh,
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. And perhaps the most just shattering scene of this entire movie is the last scene, the second time and the last time that Marianne sees Eloise. Izzy, do you want to talk about this scene? I feel
Yes.
like...
Yeah. So this scene, they're on opposite ends of this symphony, like in the stands, like the theater of it. And they're listening to the Four Seasons, which is what Marianne had played for Eloise when she had first met her on their harpsichord in Brittany. And this scene just holding the camera on Eloise for so long is the most like soul-wrenching, like I can't explain the dread in my stomach as I watch that scene, but it just plays out as Eloise is listening to the Four Seasons and she just starts to cry and it ends.
You see her, like, you see her relive the entire relationship. You see, like, the sadness and, like, the betrayal that she had when Marianne revealed that she was an artist, and like you see like her relive all the good times, and I
was gonna say you see her laugh and like smile
and
as the tears are falling down her face,
and it's, I don't know, if you've ever experienced like a lost love, this is something that like you very much resonate with, is like hearing something that brings this person back to the memory, and maybe like you parted for one way or another, but like you remember all the horribleness, but you remember all the goodness too. Ah, it's so good.
Yeah, this actress, I think her name is Adele
Hanel.
Adele Hanel. Yeah, just an incredible depth of emotion here as she just cycles through it all. And you're right, this camera is on her from like as the song starts playing and like as you know it starts to pick up. And it like zooms in and then it stays still for a few minutes as she just sobs and is just having this like visceral reaction to hearing this music again and reliving her entire time with Marianne. Just so beautiful.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Yo, I'm so sad now.
Yeah,
I just had to relive all that.
Yeah.
This rung my bell.
Oh heavens!
I was rocked by this movie. I got chills, was quivering a little bit, like shaking. This movie was
made me
tough.
cry,
Yeah.
It so
Yeah.
good.
I fear that movie makes me cry multiple times.
Yeah, that's completely
Like it's
fair.
never just the one at the end. It's always like, oh, I know they're leaving each other, and so I start crying, and then
Yeah.
it like happens, and I start crying, and then the end. It's so good.
Yeah, it's all phenomenal. This was filmed in 38 days.
Whoa.
And the artist Helene Delmer, she painted 16 hours every day during the course of their filming. To mark the release of film in France, they exhibited the paintings featured in the movie in Paris from the 20th to the 22nd of September in 2019, which I think is really, it's fun and cute and cool. What a phenomenal movie.
I do have a really funny fact, which I'm pretty sure Adele Hanel and Celine Sciamma, the director, were dating at the time.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Are they not
They are not
anymore?
together anymore.
Oh. Bet this one strikes a chord.
Ooh, that's rough.
And I don't know if it was maybe they ended before or after, but I know for a fact that they had dated at some point.
Oh, that's rough. It's rough.com.
Calling up your ex to
Hey,
to
will you-
film a movie, that's insane. But
Will
I
you
mean,
film this-
honestly,
or will you film this movie about lost love and
we want
whatnot?
to get some real emotion out of this one.
Mhm.
That's crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's just so many. This movie really is full of so many scenes that just mean so much. I love the part where Marianne is painting Eloise, and she can't get her to smile for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then a few scenes later into the movie, she's painting her, and they both can't stop smiling.
Yes.
Like she's just staring at her, and she has a moment where she's like, "Stop doing that," and Eloise is like, "Doing what?" She's like, "What you're doing?" Like, it's just the most I don't know, the phases of love in this movie, and just the breadth of emotion that they show is just incredible. It really is just such a good movie.
And it happens in what, the span of a week and a half?
I was gonna say like 2 weeks at
Yeah.
most.
Is that's lesbian relationships?
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty common stereotype. I know, yeah. My sister and her partner, she all the time is like, "Yeah, so we're moving pretty fast."
Yeah, happens to the best
Like,
of us,
good
man.
for you, girl. Good for you.
No, but did you guys notice the colors in this film?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what do
Oh,
you
yeah.
like?
Like just the color grading.
Oh yes,
And
the color grading was
The
very
red and green
good.
dresses really worked for me.
So the fact they're complementary colors,
Mhm.
and they consistently will move their, like, the colors of their clothing to like represent what is happening to their relationship at the time.
Oh.
And it's so good. Because, like, there's, at the beginning of the movie, Eloise is only in blue
Mm-hmm.
and, like, dark colors when she's very closed off. And then the second they become, like, closer, it's that red and green, that
Mhm.
complementary. And it's so good.
Yeah, it is. It's the face acting as well in this movie where I think it is a movie where, like, yeah, go watch this because it is. They say so much without saying, and even though the French dialogue really is just couldn't be done with anything except for the beautiful language of French, but yeah, just every single character does such a good job in this movie.
This entire movie is just so picturesque. Like, that's so stupid to say, but I feel like that's what it is. Claire Mathin did the cinematography for it, and I applaud her. She does such a good job. And something else that I really like is that I think we see, like, maybe a couple of men throughout this entire
Yeah.
movie. We don't, like,
Yeah, there's
men.
like the men in the beginning, and then
And then
a
the
guy.
exhibition.
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't see a lot of men, and I don't know, I really like it because it feels very, what is it, almost like a safe space for them, and like their life isn't ruled by men, especially in a time where it feels like, especially the end of the 18th century is where it
Yeah.
takes place.
Mhm.
Yeah, in the end of the 18th century, obviously Eloise has to be married off to a Milanese nobleman. Is it ever said why she has to be, or is it just that's because her sister had to, and so
I think it was just because of their status
that's fair?
as
'Cause-
their family, I think.
And
What is
her
it?
mom wants to move there as
yeah,
well.
the
Yeah.
Countess
The
wanted to go back
Countess.
to Milan.
And, like, the whole conversation between the Countess and then Marianne is, like, they need the, like, safety of that. They need the comfort of that. Like, they
Mhm.
won't ever have to struggle
Mhm.
again if they do this.
Yeah.
Sort of deal.
Yeah. Yep. Very
But-
much so.
The fact that there's like little to no men in this entire movie. We never meet the guy who ends up getting Sophie pregnant.
Oh, thank goodness. I think, I don't know, I like movies because of the visuals, like, specifically. I like seeing stuff. I like looking at the pretty images. I like looking at the shore. I like looking at the actresses. I think the cameras do a really good job of, like, being respectful. And I know
Mhm.
that's, like, kind of a weird thing to say. But, like, I don't know, there's a lot of different approaches you can take when you're filming movies that get a little bit more intimate. And I feel like this movie does a really good job of just depicting the people on screen as, like, people, Like, really intricate, detailed, layered, interesting people. Which, for a movie specifically, like, about, like, artwork and painting and imagery, please do that. Yeah,
Right.
please do that. It has a really good, the fact that it does that and the fact that there's, like, the whole themes of the movie and, like, I don't know, it's kind of a movie about a lot of things, but I think it's a movie about art in and of itself, about capturing images, about having, the work that you end up making, having it encompass the feeling of something. And the movie, A, does that by being a good movie, and B, does that by, like, the paintings that they end up making. I think Adele especially is just because she's such a good face actor, there's so many different, like, expressions that she's able to convey. That, like, every time it, like, does a start cut over to the painting, it's like, whoa, man, yeah, that's her,
Yeah.
Like, because there's a certain point, the original painting that Marianne makes of Eloise, right, the one that she ends up destroying, after she destroys it, there's a cut over the Eloise, and she's making the expression that is in the painting.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a start, like, whoa, dude.
Mhm.
Wow.
I will say both the actresses have phenomenal eyebrows, very strong brows in
Oh,
this movie.
so good.
Yeah,
And I think
Sophie's
that-
eyebrows as well.
I was
were-
gonna say they all have very strong eyebrows, and I think that helps. I think that helps a lot for the whole face acting.
Yeah, this movie, everything's so subtle.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Like, how it's all, you have to analyze it to enjoy it, and I think that's part of the fun.
That's fair.
Mhm.
I think part of the reason that I don't know, I think the respectness that you were talking about, Colin, I think it's portrayed really well because it's like, I don't know if it's an all-female crew, but a very heavily led female crew.
Yeah.
And it's like directed by a woman. It's the cinematography was done by a woman, written by a woman, and because of this, they're able to portray like this respectfulness that I feel like a lot of movies that what's the word, that are directed, I don't want to say by men, but I feel like I'm gonna sound so 2020
No,
by
say it,
saying
say
it, but it's like the male gaze and the female gaze are very, like, they're very real things, especially in cinema. And so I feel like the respectness that you're talking about is because of the female cast or the female crew, you know? And I think that's just, I don't know, that's part of the beauty of it, is that they're never sexualized, you know? Their love is
Yeah,
never
absolutely.
sexualized, and I think that's something that a lot of male directors and male writers could easily fall into, because lesbians are so fetishized, and I think that's a trap that is very easily sidestepped by a woman, let alone somebody who, like, a woman that's attracted to women, you know? And that's something that I really love, is that they're never sexualized, or you know what I mean. Their
Right,
love
not
is very
sexualized
pure.
it's sexualized in a realistic way,
Yeah.
not a like film way.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can tell, like the characters find each other attractive. But,
Yeah.
like the
Right.
camera isn't moving in a way to make you be like, oh ho ho.
Right, the camera's not a character.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
unlike a lot of, especially like if you watch any other like lesbian romance movies, a lot of them are heavily sexualized.
I was gonna say, isn't like the blue is the warmest color? That's the one that everybody. That's like the most notable, or one of the most notable lesbian
it's
films. And
also a French one.
I was gonna say it's also French, and isn't it also like heavily sexualized?
Horribly sexualized.
Yeah, that's what I've
Mm.
heard. I've never seen it. I want to, because it's like, what not to do, you know?
Right, to understand that this is what you want to avoid
Yeah, exactly.
with your movies. Yeah, it's a lot of people consider like Portrait of a Lady on Fire a big feminist movie as well, as they
Absolutely.
should.
Yeah.
And especially because of those two things. Like
yeah,
it is so respectful.
yeah,
Well, and that's where like Eloise's biggest sorrow is coming from, is this idea of like when she was in the convent, she was free to kind of be herself, and like when you're around, you know, all other women, then you're allowed to kind of, I don't know, you feel like you're all equal in that
Yeah.
space,
Yeah.
and she's just afraid to have a space where she's not treated as equal anymore, and it's just this like sorrow all throughout. And like Marianne at first tries to make her feel like okay with it. It's like, no, you're gonna have a good life, it's gonna be
Yeah,
great there.
accept it.
And Eloise is like, you don't believe that, and eventually Marianne does break down as like, yeah, I don't believe that, and in fact I want you to fight it, and I can't ask that of you. And
That
it's just the most
Ooh.
oh.
ending argument is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like because I've watched this movie a plethora of times, and every time I feel differently about that argument scene.
yeah,
Because it reflects that first like argument where Marianne is trying to make her feel better about it,
Mm-hmm.
and then in turn this final argument is like her begging her to stay without saying it,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, what, do you want me to feel guilty for doing this? Like, I don't have a choice. I feel different about it every time, because I'm like, okay, I understand Marianne, but this time maybe I understand Eloise, and maybe I don't understand either. It's so nuanced and a real like conversation, and
Yeah.
it's so good.
And I feel like a lot of this being a piece of queer media as well, a lot of queer media has this take of like the forbidden love, and like this thing of, I don't know, there's never a pressure in this movie like, it's not sad because you're like, oh, they're going to get caught. It's sad because it's just the inevitability of it, where it's like they both know that this is fleeting, and they both know the entire time they're not planning a life together, even though it's like you want these characters to spend the rest of their living years together, but it's like every single character, including the viewer, knows that that's not going to happen. And it is just the crushing inevitability. Like, these people cannot have the life that they cannot have the thing that they desire the most in the entire world. And it's just crushing. It's just as devastating. I think we watched Brokeback Mountain as well for the show, and Brokeback Mountain is a very, very different movie, but it has
I feel like in the same way
it has
kind
some of those similar themes of like
it has the similar themes, and like this is gonna be a little hot take, but I think like the color grading, like the dark, not the dark blue, but like the blue that's portrayed in Brokeback Mountain, especially when they're on the mountain, is very similar to the blue that's at least in my mind, in my memory, it's very similar to the studio blue that Marianne and Eloise are painting in. And I don't know, I think blue is as we saw in like Moonlight, blue is a very not easy color, but a very touching color that you can use to portray vulnerability and intimacy. And guys,
Yeah.
gay movies.
Yep, very different movie
Thumbs
because
up.
Amen.
the mountain for them is the space where they feel safe, and it's about them like going out into lives where they're not actually themselves.
Yeah.
But this movie is completely like, no, this takes place in the few weeks where these women have the best week and a half of their entire life.
Yeah.
And it's like they feel the most things they've ever felt, and they have the best experiences that they have or maybe like ever will have in their entire life. And it's just very different in that way, but also, I don't know, kind of mirror some of the same things going on with other queer media that we've viewed on the bucket.
Yeah.
Incredible movie.
I mean, either way, for like any queer movie, whether it's like a horrible, sad ending, whether it's like the kill your gays trope, whether it's this, that, it always portrays that queer love is different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I love about every one of those kinds of movies, is it does show the sad, like, inevitability a lot of queer people live with.
Yeah.
And that this movie shows that in a horrible way. In a good way.
Yeah. I don't know. I think part of the reason that I like covering queer films is because, like you said, queer love is portrayed in very different, or not portrayed, but queer love is different, like every love, you know? But that's something that that's not a fact that's been around for a very long time, because for a very long time, obviously, queer love is was stigmatized, especially in media. I know that, I think I've briefly talked about it on the podcast before, but in my in one of my classes, we were talking about like pulpy lesbian novels, and it was like required by all of the publishers that one of the ladies always has to die at the end, or like the lady, or
she ends by dying or getting married.
she ends by dying or by being married, by realizing that she's straight. And so it's, I don't know, this movie, that does happen. She does end up getting married, and she does end up having a kid, but we see that like she still holds that torch for Marianne by the picture where she
still visits the page.
Yeah.
Yep. Back on the thing of like queer love is different, my favorite line from the movie is, do all lovers feel as if they're inventing something?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's really good.
And that line kills me, because that's every person I've showed this movie to that is like queer in some form really resonates with that line,
Yeah.
because it's so true. It's really good. I love that line.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many good
man.
lines in this that just like break your heart, but also not break your heart, but break your heart, but also make you feel hope.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a very bittersweet movie, because
is.
it's not like all doom and gloom at the end of the day, because like this love did exist.
Yeah.
And it's still there, obviously. You
like
see
they carry
it.
it with both of them
Yeah.
in their everyday lives, you know.
And that in its own way is like the love.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so complicated. My feelings on it are so
Yeah.
bittersweet.
Ever-evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this movie. Do you guys have like specific roses and thorns we want to talk about before we go into our rating?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, please.
I got one. It's
I
kind
hate
of,
lesbians.
Yeah,
That's my
actually,
thorn.
I
Here's
guess
my,
a thorn for
yeah, here's my
Sorry.
hot take. I'm homophobic. And I actually don't like it when people are happy. Yeah, no. A thing I really appreciate about this movie too is the sound design, which is very subtle. It's very subtle in the way it's used, but a thing I like specifically at the beginning, which I noticed it because my TV was up super, super loud while I was watching it, because the beginning of the movie is just artists sketching on easels or whatever. So it's very faint. It's very just like scritchy, scratchy. I'm putting graphite on the paper, right? And then it goes from this quiet, soft, contemplative art studio to the crashing, roaring of waves while they're, on the boat getting over to the stinking island place.
Brittany.
Yeah, that place. That's the one. Yeah, and I don't know. I think the movie it is fairly silent. Most of the movie, there's not a ton of music. When it is used, it's like, sad because it's Vivaldi, or it's like the chorus of women who are doing the.
I know. I love a movie that teases you with music. It's like you get the soundtrack when you earn it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That is one of my
You've reached a new
favorite
checkpoint.
things
Yeah.
about the movie, is that it's so quiet.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
It gives a lot of time for like the performances to shine, and it gives a lot of time for like the the dialogue to resonate with you, and it gives you time to read the captions.
Yes.
Thank you for that, guys. Thank you.
I feel like in the same way that I don't know, Moonlight was very quiet, and it showed you what it was trying to portray instead of like telling you what it was supposed to portray. I think Portrait of a Lady on Fire does something very similar, especially with like the whole face acting and whatnot, and like their glances and the way that they look at each other. There's a scene where they're playing cards, and Eloise and Marianne, once again, they keep almost missing each other, but every time that they do look at each other and like they make eye contact, they can't help but like smile, and it's like a smile that you see from like people who are in love, and it's just so it's a movie that tells you or shows you instead of telling you, like, and yeah. Unlike Waterworld
I mean, Waterworld showed you a lot of crazy stuff.
Sorry, did you not see the jet ski?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, that is like a good point though, because in movies like Waterworld, they have the music to tell you what to feel.
Yeah.
In Portrait, they don't.
No.
Other than the highly intense emotional scenes, when Marianne first plays Vivaldi, you can just see the intensity on Eloise's face. Like, that whole scene is so tense and intimate. And then that chorus of women, that's also a scene just like representing their feelings for each other and the buildup of that. And you can feel that in that music. And then the end, where again, it's that intense buildup. And it's so good. I love that those are the only places that music is put in there, because it's like you're probably already feeling these things, but you need to feel them 10 times more.
Yeah.
I will say, slight thorn, and this is on me though. When the chorus of women are starting to sing and they like start really low and go up really high, and then they actually start the actual song, I just thought of the THX logo. I did. I'm sorry. That took me out of it for like a split second. And then they do the actual part
You're
where the
canceled.
lady, then the lady gets on fire, and it's like the part where the portrait is painted
where they're in
over
love
red.
or
I
whatever.
know. Important scene. Heartfelt apology. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think of any thorns.
I was gonna say,
I don't think I have any.
I really don't.
Yeah, I don't really super either. I just a huge rose for the romance as well. These two women are the most in love that any two people could possibly be. This is the gayest thing that's ever happened. This movie is. It's just the most. I don't know.
The most gay movie.
Yeah, well, it also is just.
Ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry, Moonlight. We're sorry.
Moonlight. Sorry, Brokeback Mountain.
I mean, they're just about different things about the queer story, but this is really about just. I don't know. Yeah, one thing, going back to the scenes where they are just analyzing each other on a level that you wouldn't analyze anybody else in your life except for someone that you're madly in love with. Like, watching someone's every single move, noticing all their mannerisms, noticing, it's just so perfect in the way that they talk to each other, in the way that they spend time together. There's a scene where I think they do some sort of hallucinogenic, but they do it by being like, some lady gave it to me. She said it makes time go slower. Yeah. It was just the most, like, they have days together and they're just holding on to as much as they can. There's a scene where they're laying down looking at each other, and Marianne's like, you close your eyes, don't go to sleep. Yeah. Like, we're not sleeping. We're just looking at each other. I'm not wasting time. The time I have with you to sleep. Like, that's not a priority right now. It's just, I need as much as you as I possibly can. And it's just the most, oh man, it's just so beautiful. But there's just this huge level of sadness to it as well. Because it's just like, you get done watching a movie like that and you're like, wow, I live in 2026, and 2026 is such a scary, scary time. But there's an option to fight, you know, and it gives you that, like, at least for me, it gives me that, like, internal rage a little bit to be like, never, ever, ever in my entire life am I just gonna let go and give up on certain things that I've been, that I've been granted by the generation that I've been lucky enough to be born in. And it's just the most, like, it's love is the most important thing, and anybody that wants to deny someone of love because of some sort of strange disagreement that doesn't make sense at all is one of the crappiest and maybe most evil things you can do in this world. That's
absolutely
horrible.
And I mean, it's just like, I think one of the best things about this movie is it's so relatable. Like, in a weird way, because obviously we're not in the late 1800s in Brittany, falling in love with this woman who is going to be married off in a couple weeks. But it's like, that love and the way they love is so relatable. It's so real and it's so genuine. And those two actresses are just so good
Oh,
at what
yeah.
they do.
Huge rose for the acting,
It's-
the face acting, just everything.
It's so phenomenal how they portray every emotion in just their glances at each other.
I feel like a big underline for this movie is just like to be loved is to be known. You
Yes.
know? And that's something that I just time and time again I come back to, and I love that saying. It's just like to be loved is to be known, you know, and that's just what we find out in this movie, you know.
Without a doubt. It's like like you said, it's the underline of this
Yeah.
movie. That is the entire point.
Yeah.
Going back to a movie that I love, Frankenstein. A line in it that I love is the line, the cycle of love is to be lost and to be found again over and over and over again. And it's just like, that's the whole thing, baby. That's the whole thing. Yeah, tough. Any more roses and thorns, or we want to get into scoring?
I think we should score it.
I was gonna say I could keep going.
Yeah.
We gotta
I
end
really
it here
could.
now.
This
I
whole
really
movie
could.
is just a big rose, you know.
Yeah, it is. Does anybody want to start? Does anybody have thoughts about what their rating's gonna be?
Izzy, please, you're our guest.
All right. I feel like it's cheap if I give it a 100.
Oh,
That's
you
what we were expecting.
absolutely can.
Yeah.
But we had Eli
Yeah.
come on for Brokeback Mountain, and he gave it 100%.
Yeah, he was like, this is my
'Cause-
favorite movie ever.
I will explain why it's a 100 because
Okay, please.
I have so many movies that I would give a 100. You know, like there's so many that I think would, and I think because I have such a hard time finding any thorns with it, anything that I didn't resonate with, and the fact that every time I watch it I learn something new about it is really valuable to me, so I think I'm giving it a 100.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think that's earned.
Easy peasy breezy. I'll go. I also give it a 100.
Whoa.
I was gonna say I think there's only 2 movies that I've given 100s to. I know I gave Wake Up Dead Man 100.
Oh,
And I
that one's so good.
I gave Wake Up Dead Man and Fight Club 100. I think those are the only 2 that I've given 100. I'm
Rachel loves Fight Club.
Fight Club is one of my favorite movies.
It's really good. I can't even blame you.
I think I give a movie an 100 when there's like absolutely nothing I would change. Because and like in this movie, there's nothing I would change. In Wake Up Dead Man, there's nothing I would change. And in Fight Club, there's nothing I would change. In Portrait of a Lady on Fire, like we said, it's just like every part of it is so poetic and every part of it is so gorgeous and it breaks your heart, but it, like I don't know, I've said it all. I've said everything I've felt. Oh, what a good movie.
Yeah.
Let's go lesbians.
Let's
you
go
know?
lesbians.
I think I've been pretty set on the fact that I'm gonna give this 100 as well.
Oh, man.
I really am.
No.
I
Let's go.
I gave Knives Out 100. I think that's my only 100 I have so far.
Yeah, I think it is.
And I think Knives Out deserves 100, but I also like, yeah, this movie just really does exactly what it set out to do, and it also, I don't know, just the way this movie expresses love and the way it communicates that idea is just, I don't know. I think they do it perfectly, and I am one of those weird nerds who's like, you know, the meaning of life is love. But I believe it, you
No,
know.
I
I
don't know.
like, it's the relationships we have with other people, and you know, the highest connection you can have with someone is true love. And I think this movie does an incredible job portraying that, showing the sadness behind it, and the fact that Eloise at the end scene when she's listening to the music, she sobs, but she laughs and she smiles, and there's that whole, you know, the titular line of the movie is "Don't regret, remember,"
Oh,
and it just is like, yeah, that's the whole thing, baby. That's the whole idea of it, and it just, I think this movie earned the 100 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm
Colin?
giving Chris Evans in his sweater 100, I gotta give
You
Portrait of
gotta
a Lady
get-
on Fire.
if you
100.
don't, you're homophobic.
and you know, and it's important to avoid that.
It is.
You guys, wow. You guys have really outdone me this time. You guys.
Colin gives it a 60.
Yeah, I'm gonna
He
give
hates
it
it.
a 52. Horrible movie. Too French. I couldn't even understand what they were saying.
Could have been more dudes.
I wanted more men in
I
this
wanted
movie.
more lesbian sex here.
We wanted Ron Burgundy.
Yes. I wanted a Will Ferrell cameo in my
could we
18th
get Will?
century
Where
French
is Will
movie.
Ferrell? Where is Jack Black? Where is Paul Rudd? If I watch a movie, I'm expecting them to be there.
They're the
okay?
stars after all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I liked it. I like this movie a lot.
And
I kind of wasn't planning on giving it a 100. but
Please give it the score you
Give
want to
us-
give it.
yeah,
you
absolutely
absolutely
give
no
it
what you
pressure.
want
Please.
to.
There is a level to this movie that obviously I cannot tap into fully, right? So that's why I say this, right? Clearly, through my own experience, I'm not going to be able to like fully resonate with this movie, but you got to respect the craft when you see it. I might reflect on like my time watching Brokeback, and I might reflect on my time watching Moonlight and like feel more resonance toward those, but like, man, I don't know, this movie just does some really, really cool stuff that we all talked about. There's one more quote I want to really, really quickly shove in here.
Yeah.
And it's when I don't know, they spend some time apart for whatever reason, and then they come back into the room, and then I forget who says what, but the quote is, between the two, "Were you dreaming of me? No, I was thinking of you."
yes,
That line?
it was- I think it's Marianne that says like, "Oh, were you dreaming of me?" And it was Eloise that says like, "No, I was thinking of you."
One of my favorite things about love
remember.
is how purposeful it is and how you choose to love somebody over and over and over again, whether it's romantic, platonic, familial, whatever. You are choosing to love that person. And that line right there is choosing
Yeah.
to think about her and choosing to love her, and it's so beautiful.
I don't know. It's gorgeous because like I don't know, something that I've really struggled with like my entire life is like my commitment issues. Because, Mom, if you're listening, please close your ears. My mom has been married 4 times. Bless her heart. Not that I'm airing out your dirty laundry. Your ears should be closed. Please don't listen to this part. And so that's something that's so inherently scary to me is what if I make a mistake? What if I choose the wrong person over and over again? And I was talking to Yvonne, one of our staff here at KWCR, and she and her partner had gotten married over the summer, and she was telling me like, of course there's going to be someone better out there for you. That's like there's a billion or like a million billion people on the planet. Of course there's going to be someone who's better fitted for you. But at the end of the day, you're choosing to marry this person because you love them, because you care about them. And it doesn't matter if there's going to be a better match. You care about this person, so you want to choose to spend every day with them, no matter what that might look like, through the good, through the bad. And that's something that it's so divine.
You choose your partner every single day,
Yeah.
not just
Mhm.
once. It is,
Yeah.
yeah. Whoa.
Anyways, your score,
Yeah.
Colin.
Anyway, and with that, I'm going to give it a cowardly 97, and then let's look at the score, please. let's look
That
at the
is
score.
A
That's gonna.
cowardly 97 is so funny.
99.25.
Oh gosh.
That puts
Ooh,
it like decimals behind Parasite.
Aw,
I think-
I'm sorry, guys.
You know what though? I think that's respectable. Sorry,
It
what?
is.
Remind me the score.
99.25.
How did this happen?
99.25.
And this
You-
is documented forever on YouTube.com.
Yeah.
How did I do this? I'm
No,
so
I
sorry.
think that's totally valid,
so
and I think it
interesting.
is. I don't know. They both have important messages. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
It is.
They
Yeah.
resonate in different ways, which
Yeah.
will not always work for somebody the same way it works for
Right,
another person.
right. And that's kind of the whole out of the silliness behind the bucket is, looking for the greatest movie of all time, but every single movie says something completely different, and there's just a movie about everything, and finding the greatest movie of all time is inherently an impossible task
Mhm.
because it's just based off of personal preference. Like, I'll hear people say, my favorite movie is this, or my favorite movie is that. And some of them are like, never heard of that, never seen that. And that's what
Right.
I love. I think it's just about art in general, where there's just so much stuff to like and to enjoy. And it just... We've got a very diverse list here, and I think this list really does reflect, I don't know, it's our favorite movies
It's
of all
our
time.
favorite
And it is
movies.
like, we obviously are going to have different opinions about different movies, and it's interesting that two Benoit Blanc mysteries are in our top 5, and in the top 5 as well is Brokeback Mountain and Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which are two beautiful queer stories, and the Parasite, the movie about
Dang, guys, we
the
hated
capitalist
Moonlight.
machine.
We hated Moonlight with every fiber of our being.
Moonlight is a very different queer story.
It is.
Moonlight's
100%.
not about Moonlight's not about love. Moonlight's
No,
about,
it's about-
individuality and
I was
like
gonna say it's about this like man trying to
yourself.
find himself.
yeah, it's
It's
about
not. Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
it's identity in a different way
Yeah.
than Portrait is.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
Portraits is identity as a woman, first and foremost.
mm-hmm.
Like, not even a queer woman. It's just like your identity as a woman
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the forefront of that movie. And Moonlight is a very different form of identity.
Yeah, it's a very masculine movie as well, and yeah, and like you said, Colin, like you are able to like resonate and get things from movies that maybe like portray your life and portray yourself a little bit more, and like just every movie is gonna be different for each person. But yeah, I honestly think, I mean, by the scores, this is true, but I did like Portrait of a Lady on Fire more than I liked Brokeback Mountain.
Really?
I think I do love Brokeback Mountain, though.
I say that. I gave Brokeback Mountain a lower score, too. So.
Yeah. It just very different movies. Brokeback Mountain has too much third-party world in it. I think Portrait of a Lady on Fire having it's just them in their own like sorrow and love, and
so grounded.
Yeah.
I think that's because Brokeback Mountain, you have all the other external forces like their wives and their lives and their kids and their jobs and everything like that, and with Portrait of a Lady on Fire, they were able to be themselves and so vulnerable and so intimate for like a week and a half, or for those like 5 days that the Countess was gone, you know?
Yeah. This movie is Brokeback Mountain if they stayed on the mountain the entire time, had an extreme visceral connection to each other, where they realized
stayed in the tent the entire time.
they realized that they were the only people in the entire world for each other, and then they were ripped apart by the world, which they are ripped apart by the world in Brokeback Mountain, but just in a different way.
I don't know. I kind of I don't know, just to do comparing and contrasting.
Please.
Yeah. I think the idea is that like Brokeback puts it like they keep darting back and forth and like heading back up to the mountain, and I think with these specific characters would not be able to like do what the characters in Portrait are doing. I don't know. They're more layered, and they have more walls. They have more walls
and I think
to
that's
them.
Inherently because of their masculinity.
Indeed.
You know,
indeed.
and
That's
about
kind
inherently because of the time frame that it takes place in and their history. And I think we learn not as much about the characters in Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I think we learn more about like their past and their history and their thoughts and like their internal dialogue in Brokeback Mountain, where like not their internal dialogue per se, but like their walls are definitely more up, but I think that's a facet of them being men in the 60s, you know?
But I do love Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Mountain was
it was our top movie for a long time.
It was.
It was really funny. How did we let that happen?
I mean, honestly,
it deserved it. It deserved its place for its time, you know?
I don't know. It's weird thinking about that movie because I'm always like, yeah, I love Brokeback Mountain. What a great movie. And then I remember it was like scored number 1 out of every movie we've ever seen. And I just am like, oh, yeah, well, I mean, I like it. It's weird. I feel much more comfortable with like our current like top 5. Like these are all bangers. These are all movies that I would like rewatch in an instant. Especially this one. I want to rewatch it again now, just like hearing about it. I need to see it again. Yeah. I need to see that.
That's what I love about this movie is rewatch it a billion times and you will notice something new every single time.
It's possible it could climb back up to a 100 for me if I give it like a few more watches, which I probably will because
I did have the instinct to rewatch it right again, which is how I know that I love the movie. It's like if it, not even a month has gone by and I'm just like, need to watch that one again. Let's put that one on. Then you know that you loved it. Guys, so sad to see the bucket go, but please don't regret. Remember, this has been a Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Thank you so much for listening. Tune in next week
hopefully
for Interstellar. Going straight into a Christopher Nolan movie.
Our first one though.
Our first one,
if you like depictions of women that are like cool and good, sorry.
Interstellar does a little better.
Yeah, Interstellar is one of the good ones. Yeah. Interstellar is one of the good ones.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm excited.
That's mainly thanks to Anne Hathaway just being cool and goated.
It's
and
true.
putting and filling in the blanks for him though in the writing.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
But yeah, please.
We will be live the day this is coming out on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
So I guess tune in today.
Yeah, tune in today.
For a little reminder, in February, we're covering Interstellar. On the 6th of February, we're covering When Harry Met Sally. On the 13th of February. On the 20th of February, we're covering Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I'll be there.
I've never seen it. I'm excited.
Oh, you're in for a good one.
You're going to get mad at me, Izzy.
I don't want to live in a hole anymore.
Why?
Because you've heard my take that this is a spoiler for the 20th, but I find Wes Anderson to be the most middling director that I've seen. One of the most middling directors
I'll speak
I've
my
seen.
piece about Fantastic Mr. Fox, and hopefully your mind opens a
Maybe.
teeny bit about that movie specifically.
It's Richard Linklater and Wes Anderson that I just like. Both of them. Richard Linklater and Wes Anderson I find to be very middling. I'm so sorry. Anyways, Fantastic Mr. Fox is on the 20th, and then on the 27th, we've got Kill Bill, Part 1 and Part 2, The Whole Bloody Affair, as Mr. Tarantino calls it. Also our first Tarantino movie.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting into
I'm
the Dude
so
Bro
nervous.
movies now. We're cooked.
I'm so nervous.
I guess we did get
If I like it, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
I've seen both of them. I like it.
Okay.
Sad face.
Sad face. All right. We'll get there when we get there. We'll get there when we get there.
We're getting into the Dude Bro movies like we haven't watched Fight Club.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But Fight Club is good, though.
Fight
so.
Club rocks!
It is
sorry.
awesome.
Sorry, future
Yeah.
Future Ben. I'm so sorry about that. You can
Yeah.
go ahead and turn my audio down.
And he doesn't forgive you.
No!
Thank you so much for watching The Bucket. Please enjoy the rest of your day. It's time to kick the bucket. It's time to kick the bucket. Bye.
Bye.